I'm not standing for the position for Eastern Region. I am going to stand for National Vice Chairperson female.
Wow. We are pledging total support. As
National
Speaker.
Vice Chairperson female is the one I'm standing for, not Eastern. I am for the whole country, not for only Eastern Region. Once more, I want to thank you so much.
Maybe she was reminding me of the issue of the transport. We are grateful to be hosted at your office, and all along we've been really looking for this opportunity, and now we have gotten this opportunity. We thank the Lord. Madam Speaker, we are leaders of the association, first of all, and the association has a petition, a humble petition. I may call it a humble petition. And the other time when we came to your office, you're rushing and you promised to meet us again. And now we are blessed that we have met. Madam Speaker, one of the issues we're talking about or wanted to address to you is in our petition is a full-time status of urban speakers' offices, so that at least as speakers down here, since we play the same role as a speaker or a national speaker, our patron, first of all, we also request that we can really be full-time employees of government, have offices at least, because it is only the cities and the districts that have offices. So we are requesting that if we can also be full-time members at the council, also we have offices. And again, we also look at salaries. We are doing very badly, Madam Speaker. We actually were trying to, in our association, wanted to stage a national strike. But we said we should come to you, and as we are talking about this, at least speakers should really have something. They are getting little money. I may call it meager. If we go to the facilitation of speakers, they have no salary. It is only the city speaker and the district speakers who are on salary, 600,000. 600,000. And of course, for the town councils now and the municipalities and divisions, they're getting the small area of 80,000. Some of them get 105. You know, it is not even balanced. Some others have not even received their money, their honoraria. So we are saying, how can we be helped on this? So we are saying, can they really increase on our salary so that we can also make ends meet, since these people suffer a lot. And we also looked at transport mobility. Of recent, we know government doesn't have enough money, but at least speakers who come from very far, remember they come from very far to conduct offices, Madam Speaker. A person from Kamoja, a person from Mbarasite, coming from deep down ends of the hard-to-reach areas that I can call. And these people don't have how to move. We are saying that since they are giving the mayors the cars, at least the city speaker, a city speaker like me now, who's a city speaker of Mbarasite, a leader, and even municipality, can they really be given real cars so that it can transport them? A government car. We also looked at even these urban, the town councils and divisions can be given at least a motorcycle. If they can give a GISO, a PISO, who is on the area, who is in the ward, what about the speaker who is at the division and the town council? We said, in these town councils, can they be given this transport to help them? And remember, they are coming to council when it is showering, raining, like today morning. Imagine how the speaker comes in rain, to conduct the council, and is the custody of all those documents. We also looked at support for the association. This association began in 2009, Madam Speaker, and I was not a member by then, of course, but all speakers agreed that the national speaker of parliament is the patron, becomes the patron of the association. And we are proud to have you, by the way, very proud. And want to congratulate you once again. Want to congratulate you that we feel proud. And even when you're conducting the parliament, it's from you we emulate, and we feel the vigor, and we feel now this is our own. We feel we own you. That's what I can tell you. And we also looked at having the support. We always get our finances. We always get money from the city subscription, the subscriptions of council. That is the 200,000, and sometimes these councils don't afford, some of them. So we said, if we get a chance reaching our patron, we maybe we were requesting that at least in your office of the speaker and the member of parliaments should look at these councils which are down. That at least they should put maybe a quarterly financial support to our association, maybe quarterly or mention in the budget at least, which may flow in our association. We also looked at having national offices, Madam Speaker. We said as national speakers, we should have an umbrella where we belong to, having an office. We shall not always come to disturb you all the time, come to your office. Now we decided to at least save some money. Madam Speaker, we wanted to buy land around Kampala and then start construction and leave a legacy. Like you've always told us on TV and everywhere, you must leave a legacy, my member. So we have always taken a peek, and then we say, can we have this on ground? So we have saved 25 million shillings on our account. Remember, from these subscriptions, so we have saved 25 million shillings. So, but of course it can't buy enough land. But we're saying, can we get support, Madam, from you? And then we say, oh wow! And another thing, we also looked at since we don't benefit on these other programs, the PDM, the Myoga mentioned. We said, how can we help? What can we do? Let us start a circle. And now we are registered. We have registered a circle, and we have said in this circle, at least we should do subscription. Can we have some money where we can be borrowing, and even when we leave these offices of the speakership, which is part time, at least I can get something from there. But we also looked at the issue of having maybe as an association to have a vehicle. As an association, we said we know the office of the speaker. We know you cannot fail. We know you cannot fail. We said as speakers, since we fall under your umbrella, we are your arms. You know, when someone met me on the corridor, was like, who are you? I said, I'm Akana B. We call it the child B of the speaker. Being affiliated to my speaker, AAA, triple A. Yeah. Wow. We said, can we lobby also get some seedlings, the coffee from nuts and cocoa and pines, then eucalyptus, so that we can give to these people, the speakers. We make an impact on ground that at least as speakers, we got these seedlings and they have benefited. And also we looked at requesting for a training, induction training at Chankwanzi. Wow. Yeah. I am telling you on that issue, you know, when I'm talking about this issue that people have talked about several times, I always want to lean back and, you know, but the speakers have requested that what we should not forget is taking the speakers to Chankwanzi for a training. And this training, at least, we should always have this induction training. Speakers are doing bad on ground, and they have never gotten an opportunity to really go to Chankwanzi. So that's what we wish to have. But on the issue, I want to also thank you that we want to have an opportunity also to meet the president as speakers, to meet the president. Maybe when we go to Chankwanzi, maybe if you have taken, as I see your face is already saying that is going to recommend, that would be the best. But on the issue of national strike, we wanted to strike on the issue of the increment of some cash salary, so wanted to get a permission from you as our patron that we are doing very badly off, so we can get a word from you. Otherwise, I want to thank you. And again, as speakers, we have always had something we want to confirm from you, but our wish is supporting you everywhere and requesting you to come as National Vice Chair Eastern, and we are there. Yes, we are there. We are there to support you on the National Vice Chairperson Eastern. From there, I need confirmation from you. Oh, we need confirmation from you. But I rest my case. That's what I can say for God and my country. Maybe my brother Okwir.
Madam Speaker, my name is Patrick Okwir, Speaker Lira City, and as well as the Secretary General. Madam Speaker, I'm happy that this is an executive meeting of the Urban Council Speakers Association, which is being chaired by you as the patron. So we are here to bring the issues of the speakers to the speaker. So these are matters of the speakers. Madam Speaker, apart from what my colleague has stated, you know, as a union and as an association, we want to always ensure that we stand in with every member of the association. And being the patron of the association, Madam Speaker, there is one incident that really angered the speakers of this country. And if you may allow me to speak about it, because we never got the opportunity to talk about it. Madam Speaker, this is the issue of selective prosecution of key figures in this country. We are not happy about it. We held our AGM in Jinja, and you were supposed to attend. You got confirmation. The number was overwhelming. Unfortunately, you got busy. But Madam Speaker, this was a very serious issue where the speakers really wanted to express their anger to UK and the US for the purported sanction against you. We were not happy about it. Madam Speaker, we were happy, however, that you stood your ground to protect the morality and the dignity of Ugandans. And we want to urge the UK and the US, especially their ambassadors, to stop selective prosecutions of the key figures in this country because of their selfish interests. Madam Speaker, these are some of the laws that we actually inherited from the UK. Some of these laws provide for the right to a fair hearing. You cannot be a complainant, a prosecutor, a judge, and a bailiff in your own case. Madam Speaker, we feel that the principles of fair hearing, that is audi alteram patam, here this side, here that side, should be upheld by everybody so that we can be able to maintain a strong bilateral relationships with these other countries. Madam Speakers, the speakers are yearning actually to see you in their AGM. Their support is overwhelming. The only challenge is reaching you, Madam Speaker. We know your schedules are really, really busy, but I have a wish that you spare time and heed to our invitation, which we have forwarded to you. We have our AGM, which is going to be held in Fort Portal on the 13th of December. Madam Speaker, I am kindly requesting if you can spare some time and be with these members. It will also consolidate them. We will have a feeling that, okay, we are together in this struggle. We'll really be able to appreciate. Thank you so much.
The local government speakers. As a patron of the speakers, one, I must apologize that I've not had time to meet you people. I must apologize, and it's basically because of the work schedule that is here. Even as I'm meeting with you now, somebody is telling me that you have 10 minutes to go. And you know what it means. You're also speakers. You know that when it is time for the House, it is time for the House. The only difference between you and me is that I keep time. For me, if it is true, it is true, and that is that. I have heard all your issues. First of all, you know very well that all the issues governing the issues of the speakers, The councillors are under the Local Government Act, and then the regulations. I am going to make a follow-up with the Minister of Local Government, and since this is a budgeting time, this should be the time that we should be able to raise some of the things. I have your petition here. I have your petition here. I am going to share it with the Minister of Local Government. I will also share it with the Sectoral Committee on Public Service, on local government, on public service, local government. And then we'll also look at it at the budgeting process. All these things are possible. But one thing that you should know, that we don't originate budgets. For instance, if you're talking about Soroti, we do not originate a budget for Soroti. The budget comes from Soroti with an inclusion of what you want in the budget. Say, if you're saying you're going to buy a car for the city speaker, it should be included in that budget. We do not have the powers in the House here to alter and say, this is what we should do now, alter and put. Because if the district asks you, how did you put this in our budget? What shall we say? So it's now upon you to go back before you pass the budget and say, this must be included. In terms of the emoluments, the regulations are there. The local government regulations are available for the emoluments, for all the benefits of the speaker in either the lower council or in the city. Those regulations are there. It is just a matter of enforceability. It is you and me to make sure that these are enforced. Are we together? So you must make sure that these are enforced by the local government. That is the local government that you chair. If you don't have a say in that local government, then I don't know which kind of speakers I have. You should be able to go back and say, look here, this is our right. Quote the law. This is our right. This must be included in the budget of this financial year. And I heard you talk about, I wish you could be full-time like us. We are not full-time. Our term of office is 5 years. Just like, isn't yours also 5 years? It is 5 years. It's elective time. After 5 years, you again go and seek for an election. The only privilege that we have here is there's a provision for an office, a car for the speaker, which you do have a right to demand for in your city, especially the city speaker. How? You should be able to demand for that. The KCCA speakers demanded for it, and didn't they get it? They got it. They were here in this boardroom. They got it. So it is upon you to go back and say, this is what we expect of you. It is in the law. You do not expect your patron to be the one to come up and say, okay, let me now provide you a car. That will be a different vote. Remember, we operate different votes. The vote of Lira, the vote of Mbarara City, the vote of Gulu City, the vote of where, Fort Portal are different from the vote of Parliament. Parliament adequately caters for its speakers. It caters for their speakers. So I also expect all the other local governments to cater for their speakers. And where you feel you're not satisfied with whatever is being done, I am happy you have come with a petition, and I'm going to forward that petition for onward action by the minister and the responsible persons. But also go back to your constituencies, to your districts, to make sure that this is put in your budget. The issue of permission to strike, a leader does not strike. A leader does not strike, especially the speaker. That would be a shame to this country if a speaker went to strike, because you know how best you can increase the salary. You have the right, you have the power within the local government. You can do that. So you don't have to strike. The issue of offices, still it takes you back to the regulations. I don't see how a speaker can have an office. How? Are there no offices in the district?
Provided for the district speakers and the city speakers, the law, that is according to the law. But when you
The
come,
Minister of Finance, that they will be presenting the BFP on a budget framework paper on 12th, and in the circumstance that we don't finish on 12th, then it goes on to 13th.
Maybe
So-
the next AGM, Madam.
The next AGM, but you should be,
we shall
you
come
should involve me
in the invitation.
other than just inviting
Fixing,
me
yeah.
on the last day. And then finally, you wanted to know if I'm standing for the national
Exactly.
position.
Yeah. Why we want to go on the ground, Madam? As
I
your
am not
ambassador.
standing for the position for Eastern Region. I am going to stand for National Vice Chairperson female.
Wow. We are pledging total support. As
National
Speaker.
Vice Chairperson female is the one I'm standing for, not Eastern. I am for the whole country, not for only Eastern Region. Once more, I want to thank you so much.